Alright, welcome back. So today's little lesson will be about determining if a graph represents a function. Okay? So to determine if a graph represents a function, we're going to do something that's very simple. It's called the vertical line test. Okay? The vertical line test just requires us to draw vertical lines on the graph. So let's take a look at number 1. When you're dealing with a graph like number 1, where you just have isolated or finite points, you just draw a vertical line through each point. If through each point there is only one point, after you draw the vertical line, if there is only one point on each one of those vertical lines, then it's said to be a function. So this passes the vertical line test, so therefore it is a function. Alright, so if the vertical line test, when you draw the vertical lines, if one vertical line touches any part of that graph 2 times, it's said to be not a function. Okay, so let's try it again for number 2. If I'm drawing vertical lines, all of these vertical lines, they only touch the graph 1 time. See? And I'll put dots. Look, intersection. Each vertical line only touches this graph 1 time, and it doesn't matter how many vertical lines we draw. We can see that it's only going to touch the graph 1 time, so we can say that this passes the vertical line test, which makes it a function. Okay, let's take a look at numbers 3 and 4. So for number 3, once again, if I do a vertical line, we're just putting vertical lines on the graph. If I put dots where they intersect, one intersection, one intersection, one intersection, one intersection, once and once. And if I drew more vertical lines, they would all only touch this 1 time, so we can say that this passes the vertical line test, which makes it a function. Now let's take a look at number 4. Once again, we have isolated points, so we draw a line through each isolated point. Boom, boom. Now this one, I'm gonna go all the way down. Now this line in particular, this last one right here, it touches it at 2 different places. It has 2 points on that one line. So those 2 points, because the vertical line touches 2 points at the same time, this is said to not pass the vertical line test. So we say fails vertical line test, which means that it is not a function. Alright, because it basically touches the graph in 2 places. Alright, now let's take a look at the last 2. Okay, 5 and 6. Once again, if I take my red marker and draw vertical lines, each of these vertical lines touches the graph twice. Look, this one touches it twice, this one touches it twice, this one here touches it twice. All of these touch the graph 2 times, which means that it fails the vertical line test. Okay, oops. There we go. Fails vertical line test, which means that it is not a function. And now the last one, once again, drawing vertical lines, we see that different vertical lines touch the graph. This one touches it more than twice. It touches it 3 times right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so once again, we can say that this fails the vertical line test, which means that it is not a function. Okay, so when you're trying to determine if a graph is a function, you use a vertical line test to determine that. All right, that will conclude today's lesson. You all have a great day.